Pest Startup 101 podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. In this podcast, we talk about everything pest control related, from technicians to storytelling on situations, advertising tips, business tips, financial accounting tips. We try to attack all aspects of the pest control industry, including, discussing products. But in this episode, we're going to talk about promotion and using Craigslist. Do you guys use Craigslist? Craigslist is a really old platform, old website. It used to be, it's like a messaging board if you haven't used Craigslist, and you would post up offers, job offers that you would post, and people post up free furniture or furniture for sale, cars. And Craigslist now charges $5 per post. It's not a big deal to us because if you post 10 posts, they stay up there for 30 days, and you might get a call and you make that $50 back. So, but Craigslist, does it still work? So with Craigslist customers, they tend to want a discount. They're not all in the city. Let me speak for the city. We're based out of New York, and they tend not to care if you're licensed or not. So we've placed ads where the company logo's up, the website, the insurance information, not the insurance information, but the fact that we are insured, the license information's up, website, bugs that we treat, and hey, we can come the same day or the following day, and we put all that in there. No calls. Then we put the same information without a license. We don't post the license information. We don't post the logo. We post pictures of bugs. And we just put the same description, same thing. We treat these bugs, and we'll come the same day, next day, 7 days a week, whenever you guys are available, whenever you guys want service, we're here. Call or text. And we get a lot more responses when we don't put the company stuff. Number one, they think that they're going to pay less money because you're not a company, which is often the case if someone's working, let's say behind, if it's just a technician, he's working behind his boss's back, and he's doing side jobs on the weekend at night, and that's what you do. There's a lot of guys that start out that way, and that's how they do it. They help friends and family. They get $50 here, $100 here for helping their friends and family, and then it grows into, let me post a couple posts on Craigslist, and then all of a sudden you finish a full day's work and you got to go do 2 stops. Hey, that happens, especially in the summertime when it's busier. You should be exhausted from all the work you did during the day. And if you're getting paid enough, you're not looking for that kind of work. But hey, people always, the hardworking guys out there and the guys that want to make some extra money, that's what they do. That's what you can do. I've done it. And it's risky if you're going to do a commercial space, because you never know. These commercial business owners, they don't tell you, hey, I need this exterminated because I'm going to court and I need a receipt so then I can show that I've been exterminated. They don't tell you that till after you get there. And then what do? So if, take it by me, it was just going to stick to the Craigslist. But if this situation happens, I would avoid the headache, say no. Don't go and write up a receipt with your company, with your boss's company's service ticket. If you have a blank service ticket, back in the day, now most of it's digital on the phone or on an app, for a tablet, and you don't have paper. But if you guys still run on paper and you got a couple extra blank service tickets, you want to try to use that can lead into a huge headache. First thing that guy does after he goes to court, they're going to say he needs some kind of other documentation. He's not going to call you. He's going to call the number on the receipt, and then he's going to tell your boss that you did it. Once they start asking him, hey, we don't have you in our system. How do you have our information? What are you talking about? What service? Who performed the service? And then they start interrogating him, and then that's it. Okay, so just avoid the whole headache and just do it the right way. If you're going to do something on the side for a family member or friend, everyone does it. You shouldn't. You could, because you're supposed to document everything, but yeah, excuse me. But try to do things the right way and avoid the headache. So Craigslist, here we go. Let's get back to the topic at hand. So Craigslist customers, they tend to go for the cheaper service, not all, just the ones here, around here. I want to be very clear. And they can lead to very big jobs. They can lead to one guy having bed bugs to then saying, I just came from my friend's house and it can lead to several treatments. So it does still work. We do still recommend it. We don't recommend you go all out because the maximum you could post on a day is 10 posts. They might have reduced it to 5 by now because they want to avoid spamming. But what we do is we just post 1 or 2 posts once a week. And the posts that you post, they stay up for 30 days. So if you post 2 posts in 1 week, and then the following week you do 2, and then you keep doing it, so forth and so forth, you'll have 8 posts constantly in rotation on the site before 2 of them drop off, and then you post another 2 because the 30-day had expired, and then 2 of them drop off, and you can start changing it up based on the seasons and stuff like that. And it's not that expensive, $5 per post, unless they've changed it. As of the time of this recording, it's still $5 per post. And, I mean, it's something you guys should try out. Craigslist is not for everyone. You will be going to some shady parts of town sometimes with Craigslist posts. And Craigslist is still dangerous. So, I mean, not as far as pest control, I'm not as worried. But when I was selling a car and I put it on Craigslist and I had to meet a stranger, and I didn't want to give him my home address, that turns into a little slippery situation. Now there's situations where you can meet up at a precinct and make the exchange there. By the precinct parking lots, they have stations, spaces there where you can do stuff like that. But as far as pest control, just try to stay safe, get as much information as possible prior to going to the house. If the customer sounds shady, you can also Google that phone number that he called you from. When they Google you, when they call you or they text you, you can, copy and paste that number into Google, see if any information pops up, the information that they give you as far as name. You can try Googling that. If you get a little nervous, you try to Google that in combination with the town that you live in. So you would say, New York, New York, John Smith, New York, New York, comma, New York, New York, and then see what pops up. And then sometimes you never know the address that they gave you that pops up in the Google search. Some way, somehow, the information is on there online, and then you kind of verify that they're legit. This is if they're not paying up front. This is if you get a weird feeling about it when they're scheduling the appointment. If they start asking you to do weird things, like, hey, one of my situations with Craigslist was it was a very, very, very high end building downtown Manhattan in the Wall Street district, and those apartments go for up to $10,000 a month for a studio apartment or 1-bedroom apartment. And you had to get insurance documentation, license documentation. You had to get approved by a board just to exterminate in the building. So what the guy wanted us to do was we had to come in regular plain clothes, and all of the pest control supplies had to be put in backpack and a duffel bag or a suitcase. So then we can say that we were family friends coming over to exterminate and walk through. And then the building security doorman, he would flag us through, call upstairs and let us go up. It went off without a hitch. We got it done, but it was pretty weird. It was pretty weird, when you get that call and you get told these things, that gets pretty weird. And you have the rest of the day to complete your stop. So now you have to find somewhere to change back into your uniform so you can finish your day. Because once you hit the road, you don't want to go back home and change and then go back out again. It throws everything off and you lose a lot of time. So, you might get some weird situations when it comes to Craigslist, but you could definitely make some money. Craigslist is still not completely dead, but you could try it out. We're going to do a whole episode where we're going to talk about sites that generate leads and which ones to use, which ones to avoid. This is just our opinion. We've complained about certain lead generating sites to other technicians or other business owners, and then they say, no, we use that site, we love it. Now, it might very well work for them because they're in a different area. So we're like in New York, we have a lot more competition. So if you're in a smaller town, you have less competition and you're fighting for a lead, you might be able to get a little bit more. Whereas in New York, when we get a lead, 4 or 5 other pest control companies getting it, we're all calling at the same time. All the customers say is, okay, let me think about it. Oh, let me call you right back. I'm getting another call because another pest company is calling, and the customer's trying to get all the price estimates so they can go with the lowest guy. So you have to keep that in mind when you're bidding on jobs in New York or anywhere with lead generating sites. You want to go a little bit lower, but not too low where you're not making a profit. And people who tend to use lead generating sites, they're a little harder to convert to an annual plan. They're calling mainly to get a one-time treatment, unless you're putting that in the site, in the lead generating site. You're offering just a total, quarterly service, monthly service. You put the whole price up out there, So we will be deep diving into the lead generating sites and, telling you how we've lost a lot of money on certain sites, how we've lost a lot of money on you. I'm not sure if you get these calls, but you business owners, once you register your business, once you're registered with the department, with the DEC, then all of a sudden you start getting postcards in the mail, and then you start getting letters from the big companies offering to buy your company, and you've only been in business for 2 months, and then you get calls saying, "Hey, we can't find you on Google. We can get your Google rating up." And what they don't tell you is, hey, they want to talk to you for 30 minutes. Is they want to really hook you in. And then they tell you it takes 60 to 90 days to get you at the top of the Google list. And they're going to need $900 up front and $300 a month. So then you've spent a ton of money by the time it hits 3 months. And you're on the first page, but you could have done that on your own, spending less than half that and getting customers on top of that. You can't guarantee when they promise to get you on the top of Google, they can't guarantee that you're going to get sales. And there's no way to track it sometimes. They might put you at the front of Google because, they're messing with the algorithm with your stuff, with your SEO. And then you don't know if what they're doing is working or what your lead generating site is working. And that's where being on top of your numbers comes into play, having a great system. And speaking with the customer comes into play. But this episode about Craigslist, please subscribe so you can listen to our episode on advertising. We're going to do one on Google, one on Facebook. We're going to split it up so you get a full breakdown. Well, overall look on the how we market, how we put things out there. We're not going to give the full breakdown of it because it would be too long. But we'll give you the overall look. And then if you have more questions, please message us on Instagram, message us on Facebook. We're all on Pest Startup 101. We're on YouTube on Pest Startup 101. Go to one of the videos, subscribe, and write a comment. Remember, in the first few videos, in the first 10, 15 videos, they're all audio only. They're all just, these episodes are all audio only. They're on YouTube, and they're all audio only. And then we're soon going to be putting up video content. And there's going to be video, but there's going to be 2 separate playlists on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see the ones that say audio only and the ones that say video. We're going to still place the audio only episodes in and the video just to have both up there, just for people that they don't necessarily, they're using Google Maps while they're on the road and they're just having the video play in the background. You can also stream through a podcast network. We're available to all podcast networks, but people have the YouTube Premium plan where they can minimize the screen and still listen to the audio of YouTube videos. And they've told us that they listen to our podcast that way because they don't listen to podcasts. And it was too much work just to go look for us on a podcast, I guess, and download another app. But hey, it's fine with us. Whatever way you get the content, we love it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. And share with your pest control guys. And keep listening. Stay safe out there. Pest Startup 101.